Dr. Steve Hocus.
I'm sorry, what are we doing today, Dr. Dredd?
We've got our vital signs mission. Now we've got to go look for a species.
Looks like you've already got this printed out for us, right here. Okay. We got our clipboard, so when we go out into the field, we'll be able to draw our sketch. But first of all, why don't you explain what we're going to need out there?
Well, before we go out, we've got a clipboard with a species ID card. We need a white sheet of paper so we can draw a sketch. Also, that'll be useful for taking pictures. We can just put it behind the species.
But what's this ruler for?
Well, we can use the ruler when we're taking a picture to show comparative size, so everyone knows how big the plant or animal is.
But we're just going to have to be careful because this is a clear ruler. We don't want the flash coming back against the camera, you know?
That's true. We'll have to make sure when we take a picture that everything's in focus, we have a controlled background, and we can see clear size.
You don't want to forget these either. Well, if you go out into the field and there's any dangerous plants or animals, you're going to want to take the necessary precautions. We don't want to be hurt during this adventure of ours.
Safety first.
And you're also going to want to bring materials such as this pencil right here to show relative top to size while you're taking your picture. And
of course, you're going to need that pencil to do your sketch and take field notes. Right, so before we go looking, we're going to have to figure out where these species are normally found. We'll have to research them and know where we should look first.
You're also going to want to know generally what your species look like and how you can differentiate it from other similar species.
Of course, and the species ID card will be helpful for that.
Well, if there's any questions from the audience?
Yo, Dr. Dre, what happens if I find out my species might be poisonous?
Well, you should do all the necessary research first so you know any threats your species might present. And then, when you're looking for it, wear any protective clothing you may need and handle it safely.
Dr. Dre? Oh, hey, Dr. Steve. So, Dr. Steve, when would be the best time to look for a species? And what conditions and all?
You're going to want to look when your species is normally out. So if you have a nocturnal species, you're obviously not going to be looking for it in the daytime, you know. Today we are going to be looking for Oriental Bittersweet. This is our species ID card. It says here on our species ID card that Oriental Bittersweet is located in slightly developed areas. So, as you can see, we're going to be looking around the track field, especially on the fences, because Oriental Bittersweet tends to climb various things because it's a viney plant. So, we'll start by looking over there by the fence. Right now, it should not have sprouted leaves. It should have buds. Right now, it is just budding leaves. They have not yet completely come out yet, but from what we can see, the leaves are pointed, and it is very viney. It's climbing all over this fence.
It's a nice woody vine climbing up the fence. Matches our species ID card nicely.
You can see thorns and the berries on the species ID card.
True.
Now that we have found Oriental Bittersweet, my lab partner here, Dr. Dre, will be doing a lab sketch of it. And I will begin by finding the GPS coordinates of our location.
Alright, so now we need to finish our field notes and get some scientific pictures before we leave.